What's the secret to bunny hopping and riding up over tall obstacles? It's not about strength, it's actually about your back wheel balance point and how far back you can go. Today we're going to get you a lot closer to this balance point than you've ever been, and we're going to work on ways to spend more time over this back wheel balance point so you can get confident and comfortable. You've likely heard me say that practice makes progress, and by doing these drills to get us over that back wheel balance point, you'll quickly develop an understanding of how high you can lift that back wheel, which is going to help us ride up and over big obstacles. Honestly, if you wanted to learn about back wheel balance points, you couldn't come to a better place. In addition to riding mountain bikes, I've been riding trials for over 20 years, so I certainly know a thing or two about the back wheel balance point. My name is Aaron, welcome to Super Rider. On this channel, we break down complex bike skills into easy to learn techniques so you can quickly apply it to your riding. In a previous video, we scratched the surface on the back wheel balance point. You may remember the wheelbase drill that we worked on. That video might be a good one to supplement what we're learning today, and if you want to check that out, I'll put a link down below in the description. Before we get to that wheelbase drill, we need to first talk about the principle of unweighting. Unweighting is when we pull our body away from the part of the bike that we want to lift off the ground. So today, to get that front wheel high, we're going to have to rock super far back on the bike. Today we're going to work on 3 different drills that are going to get our front wheel off the ground, and each one is going to get us closer and closer to that back wheel balance point. Let's first start with the drill to get the front wheel just slightly off the ground. Rolling unweights is a great warm-up, and it's a solid refresher for the unweighting technique. Remember to use your hips to shift back on the bike. Our unweighting power is in the hips, not in our arms. Now that we're getting our front wheel off the ground, let's progress to the wheelbase drill. We'll be adding a pedal to the unweighting motion, starting with our opposite foot on the top of the pedal stroke. Don't forget to unweight the front wheel while you're doing that pedaling motion. You should see the front wheel come up considerably higher here, which is exactly what we want. If you can coast for an entire wheelbase without putting your front wheel down, that's a great start. Sometimes people get nervous at this point about looping out, which is when your back wheel shoots out in front of you. I normally talk about riding with flat pedals in all of my lessons, and today is no different. But even more important is our hand position on the bars. We need our hands as wide as they can go with only one finger on the end of each brake. This gives us maximum control of the bike, but it also allows us to lock the back brake easily if the back wheel jumps out. When we practice the wheelbase drill, we always start with our opposite foot on the top of the pedal stroke so that we get a full revolution of the pedals to give us power. But in this next drill, we're going to see what happens when you just use one pedal stroke. This next drill is called the pedal kick drill. Instead of doing a full pedal rotation, we're just going to ratchet back our front foot and give it a big push. This works best if you slow to a complete stop, then ease off the brakes as you push the pedals. You'll unweight the front wheel the same way as normal and try to coast a bit on the back wheel. If you're struggling to make this happen, try sliding even further back on the bike than you think you need to be. If you want to play around with this drill, you can grab the back brake and reset your pedal for another kick. This will give you even more time on that back wheel. The reason why we've done all these drills is to get you comfortable lifting your front wheel way off the ground. The basic equation is that however high you can lift your front wheel off the ground, that's how high you can ride up onto something. So think about that when you're doing all of these drills. Getting your front wheel off the ground in a stable position is most of the battle when it comes to riding up and over big obstacles, and you've just done that. If this video is helpful for you, consider sharing it with someone that you ride with. If you want to continue learning, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the next video. And if you want to learn a little bit more about how to use that pedal kick technique on the trail, check out this video right here. In any case, go out there, have fun, and don't forget, practice makes progress.